What is going on, everybody? It's your do shopping. We are back with another Beat the Geek winning week, and this is week 8 in the NFL Pick'em contest. If you have not joined the Sports Geek Beat the Geek contest, you can do so by scanning the QR code that is on your screen right now, or you can click the link that is in the description. And maybe you, if you are good enough to beat the geek this week, maybe you'll win a grand prize for an NFL trip for two or some other prizes. Now, as we get into this week, just want to let you know, guys, that you can follow me on Twitter at Shopmaster, or you can follow me also on Twitch at twitch.tv/ShopmasterTV. Let's go ahead and get into week 8. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, so no camera on, but the picks are still going to be the same. The picks are still going to be the same. Also, make sure you follow the Sports Geek on Twitter at the sports underscore geek, and get a lot of sports information there as well. So let's go ahead and get into week 1. We have the Baltimore Ravens at the Cleveland Browns. To me, this one was a tough one. I know it doesn't seem tough because Baltimore seems like, like they're going to win the chip. Lamar's playing at an MVP level, but this is a different Cleveland Brown team. No Deshaun Watson, who went out with a season-ending injury last year. I think Jameis Winston um will be good. So I this again, like I said, I think this one was a tough one. Um +9 is a lot, and y'all know how I am. I love division games, and I think they're a lot closer than people think. You know what? Give me Cleveland plus the 9.5. I think they'll lose, but 9.5 is a lot. And I think Jameis Winston is going to fire up this team and get them going. So give me Cleveland plus 9. All right, moving on. Tennessee Titans at the Detroit Lions. We got a 10.5 spread right here. Not division foes, so it's all good. Um, Look, Detroit is on fire. They're at home. Tennessee is just bad. To me, this one's an easy one. I am going to take Detroit minus the 10.5. I know, again, it's a lot of points, but Detroit has the ability to put 40 plus on anybody, and I don't think Tennessee scores more than 20 if they score 20. So give me Detroit minus the 10.5. All right, we got a banger right here. The Indianapolis Colts at the Houston Texans minus 5.5. This was minus 4 earlier in the week. Man, this one's tough, but I think Houston is rolling right now. Look, both of these teams are tough. +5.5 is a lot. Again, this is a division game. Um, but you know what? If you listen to Shop Sideline Scoop and you listen to Brian talk on there, and he talks about Gus Bradley and how they need to fire him. So you know what? This is the game that gets him a little bit closer to being fired. I'm going to take the Houston Texans minus the 5.5 at home. All right, we got the Green Bay Packers, who have let me down lately. They were my lock last week. They didn't cover. They won, but they didn't cover. They go into Jacksonville minus 4.5. I really want to put a lock on this right here, but we're not going to do it. Green Bay has broke my heart already, so we're going to leave them alone. But I do like the Green Bay Packers minus 4.5 right here. So let's take Green Bay minus 4.5. All right, we got the Arizona Cardinals at the Miami Dolphins. Again, another good matchup. I like this. Has a lot of stuff going on. Tua um, is expected to return to action this week. Um, so you definitely want to make sure if he's going to play. But I don't. The minus 3.5 just seems like a little too much. Arizona, I get it. Arizona has been playing well as of late. Kyler Murray has been good as of late, running and passing. Ooh, a lot of pressure on Miami, a lot of pressure on Tua. You know what? I am going to take the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals plus the 3.5. I wish this was 4.5. At some places it is 4.5, but here it's plus 3.5. I'm going to take Arizona Cardinals by a field goal or to lose by less than a field goal. So we'll take them plus 3.5. Excuse me. All right, so we got the Jets here. The Jets visiting New England, another divisional game. And you know what? Jets just got to get it right, right? They just got to get it right. Um, to me, this is not easy game to pick, but I'm going to pick the Jets. I believe that they got to be able to turn it around, right? They cannot stink forever. Aaron Rodgers, if he loses this game, he is definitely washed. He is definitely washed. I'm not saying that he's washed just yet. So I'm going to take the Jets minus 6.5. All right, we got the Falcons and we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I love both of these, honest with you. I like both of these. Um, this one's another division game. You got Atlanta coming in, 2.5 point favorites. Look, it's gonna be tough, right? No Godwin, he's not playing. I don't even know if Mike Evans is going to play this week. This one's going to be a tough one. But I think Mike Evans is out. Yes, I'm reading that Mike Evans is out. So this might not be a tough pick at all. I know Tampa Bay is at home, but 2.5. I think you're giving Atlanta 2.5. I'm taking the healthier team on the road plus 2.5, who just got embarrassed by Seattle last week. They're going to want to bounce back in a big way. Hopefully, Raheem Morris has them boys ready. Let's take ATL plus 2.5. All right, we got the Philadelphia Eagles going to the Bengals. Philadelphia's defense has quietly been playing really well. And because they're playing really well, it makes it hard to make this pick. But minus 2.5, both teams won with relatively ease last week, but neither was particularly impressive. I really was not impressed with the Eagles. They took advantage of the Giants not having Andrew Thomas to dominate the trenches, but and they really only hit on one big passing play and then ran the ball because Saquon is Saquon, and that was the Giants. And I think the Browns might have a better chance against Saquon. I still don't trust Jalen Hurts, and I really don't trust Nick Sirianni to have his team ready. Basically, this team has won or lost based on Saquon's performance. He drops a pass, they lose. He runs wild, they win. Like their offense is really based on that. So with that said, let's look for Joe Burrow to get back on track against Philly's defense, who has struggled against any O line that has a pulse. So let's go. And this is my lock of the week. My lock is right here. Bengals minus 2.5 at home against the Philadelphia Eagles. I know it might sound like hate because I'm a Washington Commanders fan, but I just don't trust Sirianni, and every Philly fan that I talk to don't even like their own head coach. So let's go with Cincinnati minus 2.5 with my lock of the week. All right, we got the New Orleans Saints at the Los Angeles Chargers. Pretty interesting matchup right here. Um, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I went back and forth with this one. I like the Chargers because they're at home. I think the Saints are going to struggle. They 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 have been struggling as of late. They're not getting uh, Kamara the ball enough. They got hurt wide receivers. Um, Mostly backup wide receivers at that. Carr may be back, but the O line is in shambles. So, with that said, I am going with the Chargers minus 7.5. It's a big number, but I like the Chargers defense. They've been playing well defensively. And again, I just noted the deficiencies for this New Orleans Saints offense. Give me the Chargers to roll minus 7.5 at home. All right, the Buffalo Bills at Seattle Seahawks. Man, Seattle has been playing out of their mind lately. Um, they're at home. Josh Allen has to come back down to earth at some point. He's on a nice little winning streak. Uh, no Curtis Samuel. Terrell Bernard is out there, linebacker. DJ Metcalf is out for Seattle, but I don't think they'll need him. Give me Seattle plus 3.5 at home. All right, we got the Bears at the Washington Commanders. My Washington Commanders. Bears minus 2.5 favorites coming into this game. It's still unclear whether Jaden Daniels is playing or not. I don't see the Washington organization risking a rib injury this early in the season because Jaden is so special and he is the future. I actually, as a Commanders fan, want them to sit him, especially if he's not healthy. I think if he's healthy, this is an easy pick. And another thing, don't be fooled by what Mariota did to that Panthers D with the lead. Like, he is not that good. I do like the aggressive play calling that um, Cliff Kingsbury installed once he came into the game. Like they didn't take their foot off the gas. They didn't water down the offensive playbook, which I think that bodes well. And it could be sneaky here, especially if Mariota plays well. But he just doesn't have the zip on his throws that Jaden Daniels has. And I hate to say it, but I want to take Chicago minus the 2.5, knowing that if I'm wrong, hey, Washington wins. But I think Chicago wins this if Jaden Daniels doesn't play. If he does play, switch your pick immediately. But for right now, I'm taking Chicago minus the 2.5. All right, we got those Panthers that Washington beat up on last week against the Denver Broncos. To me, this is not even enough. Denver has a way better defense than Washington, and Washington blew these guys out by more than 20. So give me Denver minus the 4.5. All right, Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders. Kansas City pick up DeAndre Hopkins earlier this week. The Raiders are in shambles, but again, this is another division game, and sometimes I just worry about 9.5 deficits. Um, to me, this is too many points. If I didn't have to, I wouldn't even pick a spread for this one. But I'm going to. I don't think DeAndre Hopkins makes a big improvement in that KC offense right away, but they still win regardless. And minus 9.5 probably is not enough for the Raiders. Let's go ahead and take KC minus 9.5. All right, we got the big game. Dallas Cowboys at San Francisco 49ers. Look, Dallas needs this. They want this game. When I say you they need this game, they need this game. They don't get this game, they lose. You're giving Dallas in the must-win situation points. Give me Dallas plus 4.5. San Francisco still a little beat up. Still got some injured players. I think George Kittle and Debo Samuel may play as they did practice Thursday and Friday. Um, but still no Ayuk. Again, Dallas without Micah Parson and Deron Bland will be out as well. Oof. You know what? No. Give me San Francisco minus 4.5. Dallas, the dumpster fire. Yep, I said it. All right, we got the New York Giants at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson is at home in front of that Steelers crowd again. I like Pittsburgh minus 5.5 on this one. Giants they're just terrible. They're badly coached. They have no playmakers outside of neighbors. Uh, their running game is not good. Giants O line is without Andrew Thomas, who is their best offensive lineman, and you could see the issues with him being out of the lineup caused against the Eagles last week, who ran all over them. Guess who comes into town? A team that wants to run the ball. So, you know what? And a team that rushes the ball well. So give me Pittsburgh minus 5.5. Of course, we'll do our total passes. So that is going to do it. We got Cleveland plus 9.5, Detroit minus 10.5, Houston minus 5.5, Green Bay minus 4.5 over Jacksonville, Arizona plus 3.5, Jets minus 6.5, Atlanta plus 2.5, Cincinnati minus 2.5, which is my uh lock of the night, lock of the day. Cincinnati minus 2.5 over Philly. Uh, Chargers minus 7.5. Seattle plus 3.5. Chicago minus 2.5. Less Jaden plays. Then I'm picking Washington. Denver minus 4.5. KC minus 9.5. And San Francisco minus 4.5 over Dallas. And then the ended Pittsburgh minus 5.5 versus the Giants. Those are my picks. Yo, I hope you have a good roll this week. Make sure you make those picks well. And yo, I will see you on the next one. Good luck. NFL Week 8 is here. Good luck to everybody, and we'll see you next time. Also, again, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Shopmaster. Make sure you follow the Sports Geek at @thesports_geek. And I'll see y'all next week. Good luck. Have fun. Peace.